It is Y105, Dubuque's #1 hit music station. My name is Steve Pulaski. My next guest got her start playing Jessica Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful and Rachel McGuire on Boy Meets World before retiring from acting in the mid-2000s. In 2019, she pivoted to work in the adult film industry. Her memoir, My Escape from Hollywood, is now available in paperback form. It's an empowering, sex-positive, behind-the-scenes look at Hollywood and the porn industry. The author is Maitland Ward. She joins us now. Maitland, how are you?
Good. I love that introduction. You really covered the span of my life.
I appreciate that, Maitland. When was the light bulb moment for you that you wanted to get into the adult industry, or did you have one?
You know, I would say it was more of like a sunrise moment because it was started out very slow. It wasn't like it was overnight. People tend to see the news about me being in porn like, oh my God, she went straight from Boy Meets World to porn. But again, that was a long time in between. There was a lot of period of self-discovery before I did anything in the public or professionally or anything, just of my own sexuality and of like what I wanted to do. And I really found that Hollywood was limiting me in any roles that I wanted to play that were more dramatic, more taboo to them, which is basically anything outside the box of what Jessica Forrester was or Rachel McGuire was or that kind of thing. I was always cast as the girl next door, and my only next option was to play the soccer mom, and that wasn't really what I wanted to do. And I found that I really had a passion for first erotic writing. That's how I first got into it, like really exploring like fantasies that I had and things like that. And then I was like, you know what? I am a performer, and I really want to try this. I want to try it. It was very much baby steps at first. It was more like just my exhibitionist side coming out. I loved cosplay, so I really I started selling content of like sexier cosplay and then Playboy-esque type stuff. It was not porn at all yet, but then I said, you know what, I want to try certain things, and I found as I went along, I liked it, and I was really good at it, and it just snowballed from there. So from when I started selling like my own sexy content to when I said, you know what, I want to do a full-length feature film in porn that is like a full-length art film with dialogue and direction and like it's full, span of a film, but I want to have hot sex in it. I think that was about a year and a half between like when I just started that journey and when I went full in where everybody knew about it. And then the announcement was made.
This book, My Escape from Hollywood, this is the paperback version of your book, Rated X, not a new book entirely, correct?
Yes. We made a few tweaks and stuff, but basically, we wanted the title to be more available to some markets who do not, especially foreign markets and stuff, who do not allow like the term Rated X to be on shelves and stuff. So we kind of played around with that for the paperback version.
What kind of stories do you share in the book, Maitland?
Oh, I share everything from my Boy Meets World experiences with my co-stars and my growing up and becoming an actress at a very young age. Like this role on The Bold and the Beautiful, I was like 16 years old, getting into that. And then, of course, Boy Meets World, and then I go very much into details about how that was, and then, of course, into details about everything to do with how I made my journey into porn. But it's not just a story about porn and sex. There's just a lot about self-discovery, and I think, and about being told you can't do something. Like I was told I can't be sexy after a certain age. I can't, do what I want. I can't play the roles I want. And I took it into my own hands and really, created my brand and my business. And I think that's true for anyone who is listening in any job. You might not choose my path, but if you have been told no, and if you want to do something that you have a dream, I really believe it is possible, and I think that's what the empowering thing about the book is for just the every person.
She is Maitland Ward. That book, My Escape from Hollywood, is available now. A few more questions with you. What are some of the misconceptions the public has about the porn industry in your mind? I think they have the old Boogie Nights perception because they think like it's a drug-infested orgy, that there's like some guy, this old guy with just, controlling everything, and it's just chaos, which couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, I think it's the most organized, controlled industry around. We have to get like STI testing every 2 weeks. We have to give our consent before any scene. Like we have to go into detail about our yeses and our nos and our like what we want from the scene. There's nothing done where it's just like
it just happens, and everything is agreed on beforehand. And I think there's also the misconception that porn is just a bunch of stupid scenes that you see on Pornhub, like the amateur scenes, or like the ones that, like, the pizza boy comes to the door and, they immediately get it on. I mean, there is a genre in porn which I hope to further, even more so in my career, that, is doing full-length films with scripts and then also has hot sex in it. So it really marries both of them, and I think that's what people are surprised about. And I think they're also surprised about that women have so much of a power part in porn. There's so many female directors who are actually directing your porn. So, it's very it's a liberating industry when people don't think it is.
It's wonderful that you seem to have been accepted by colleagues and fans for your career pivot, but you had to face some backlash or criticism. What was that like?
It was interesting. I was told by both mainstream Hollywood people and by porn people, don't announce your big move to full porn. When I first did my big feature film and I was ready to show everybody, show the world. But then when I said, no, but I'm really proud of this, and I really want to show where I am now and take, my fans and the public on this journey with me. And when I did, I didn't get the bad backlash that people thought that I would, and it was surprising, but I think it was because I am so positive and happy in the line of work that I'm doing and the things that I'm doing, that you can't tear somebody down if they're happy and they're doing something that they love and they're really proud of it and stuff. So I think, of course, there's going to be people that come against you because of porn and because of the sex industry and everything. But you know what? I try to let that just be water off my back and go forward. And I have been so very fortunate that so many people in my life and in my journey have been very supportive. And people, you're shocked. Sometimes you're shocked about who is supportive of you in this, who you thought, in a million years they wouldn't be. And I think that's true for anybody in life. You'll think, oh, this person wouldn't be supportive. I can't do this. It'll upset this person. And when they see you doing something happy, they are supportive of you, and they do, lift you up in that. And that's really empowering. So that was a wonderful thing in my journey, that so many people had been so positive about everything.
That's awesome to hear. What's your response to legislators all around the country that are trying to marginalize or even ban pornography?
I had a reporter, I was talking to him about this, and that's a constant conversation because porn is always, targeted by people in power and stuff. But when I was talking to him, he made the point that, porn will never be outlawed, and these legislators and politicians and stuff don't want it to be outlawed. They just don't want women making the money they are at it. They want to keep it as a taboo, as some downtrodden career. Because now, especially with OnlyFans and content creation and all of that, women especially, and men too, but I'm speaking as a woman, have more power than ever before and can create their own brands and businesses and make tons of money at it. And this is disconcerting for people who want to keep, women in sex work down and keep them oppressed. So it just is really frustrating to me that we live in a world that is still, trying to keep women who are happy and making money and who are expressing themselves sexually in their place. And I think that it's something that we need to fight every day. And in the porn industry, we are thinking about that, and we do. We think about it every single day. What
advice do you have for someone considering the adult industry, man or woman?
Oh, it's interesting. People ask me that, but I came into it from a very different way. I mean, I was coming into it as the girl from Boy Meets World, that
sure.
whole image. So I was able to really land in such a big place in a big film and make a big splash with it. But from what I've seen and what I've learned from other new industry, I really believe you have to get a fan base online now. Social media is so important, and it's also going to put you in much more of a place of power. Even coming from my background, I was elevated from social media just because of my cosplay following and just my exhibitionist side online, where I really gathered this following that wasn't just of Boy Meets World people, but of people who were just fans of my work in that way. So I really believe that social media, getting your Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all that, just growing that and then getting your OnlyFans. OnlyFans is they're looking at that now in the mainstream porn studios. They want to have people that definitely have a following and interest, and you don't have to have a big following, but it's something that shows that you are serious about what you're doing. You're not going to just, do one video and aren't very professional about it, but somebody who actually wants to grow their brand and business. So go on social media, get some followers.
She's Maitland Ward. Her new book, My Escape from Hollywood, is now available in paperback form. Maitland, I greatly appreciate your time. I wish you nothing but continued success.
Oh, thank you so much. Nice talking to you.